And let's begin with the latest updates you need to know on the encounter that's underway in Jammu Sunjwan. We're now getting you details of the CISF statement that's been put out on this encounter, which has confirmed that the terrorists attacked a CISF personnel bus. CISF retaliated and forced terrorists to run away. Sources have told us that the two terrorists who are currently trapped in that area are part of a freshly infiltrated module. Drones have been deployed now in the area to track down the terrorists. The entire area has been completely cordoned off. The drone has zeroed down on a house which has a bag and what appears to be a gun magazine. And the terrorists are believed to be hiding close to the location. They're believed to be heavily armed. At this point, the information we're picking up is that one terrorist has been killed in this encounter. The security forces are hunting through that entire area for the second terrorist. It's suspected right now that these two terrorists are from the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Kamaljeet Sandhu is joining us with more details on this. Kamaljeet, can you give us details of what the CISF has had to say in their statement about what's playing out right now in Sunjwan?
Well, less than 48 hours before the Prime Minister is supposed to go to Palli village in Samba, which is just near Jammu, a big terror attack has been averted. This is obviously after inputs came from intelligence agencies, in particular the IB. We've also been told that they zeroed in on this particular location. Sources say that this is part of the freshly infiltrated, or this is what is suspected, part of the freshly infiltrated terror group. And this is where the additional deployment of CISF, who was carrying at least 15 personnel on a bus, that came under attack. There was firing and subsequent grenade. That is where one ASI of CISF got killed. There have been at least a few others who have been injured. But more importantly, drones were deployed during this entire operation because they were trying to zero in on the terrorist. And we believe now that there has been success which has come in way of security forces. One terrorist has been gunned down. Search and hunt is on for the second terrorist. Now, let me tell you, there have been several encounters, a spate of encounters taking place both in Jammu as well as in Kashmir. This one in particular is most significant because it comes hours before the Prime Minister's visit. The plan of Pakistan-based agencies and the terror groups could be specific. They want to disrupt peace in Jammu and Kashmir, and in particular before the high-profile visit of the Prime Minister. Remember, Boris Johnson is also here in Delhi, and there are important meetings lined up, and we've seen terror attacks simultaneously take place when there's a big VVIP visit. So in specifics, if you're looking at after the encounter is over and the second terrorist is killed, one is a worry that this is the freshly infiltrated group. The other part is obviously about this being a hot summer. Remember, the elections in Jammu and Kashmir may still be some time away. And before that, we see a fresh spate of attacks taking place, the targeted ones in Kashmir. And now these are two fidains, we've been told. So in particular, this is a very dangerous trend of sorts. We've seen this earlier happening there, Sunjwan in 2018 in February. And now again, after the Air Force Station attack, such a big attack has now been averted by security forces. A big shot in the arm coming their way with one terrorist being killed.
You're right. This is a major terror attack that's been averted early this morning because that CISF bus was carrying about 15 personnel. The terrorists clearly wanted to attack this bus, target all the personnel on board. Any details, Kamaljeet, with regards to the operation? Because we're also hearing that we've suffered some losses.
As I mentioned to you, that one CISF personnel has been martyred. There have been at least reports of 6 to 9 security personnel. We've been told officially, however, there have been 4 cops who have been injured. They've been rushed to the hospital. Remember, this is a live operation. The details are very sensitive at this point of time. And obviously, the priority of security forces is to avoid any sort of collateral, avoid any sort of injuries. But remember, these are gunfights and there are operations which take place. And clearly, the first burst of fire, that is where the CISF came under attack. We've been told the cordon was laid as far as late last night. So the information was very much around that the terrorists could be hiding, and that is where a larger cordon was laid out. In the morning, however, they zeroed it on a few houses, and again, once the drones were deployed, they looked into a particular area, and that is where one terrorist has been killed. And remember, there is a second one still at large, and they will hunt him down and neutralize the terrorist. But clearly, challenges ahead for Jammu Kashmir Police and the security forces. The Amarnath Yatra is very much around. There could be possibility. There are already threats coming in for the Yatra as well. And before that, it's the Prime Minister's visit. Subsequently, for the
Okay, Kamalji, a bit of a problem with your audio, but for the moment, thank